G'day guys, welcome to my Expires video. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about NRL's round 20's recap preview for 2022 guys. Let's get started. So starting off with this first game of that match, we see the Manly Seagulls going up against the Sydney Roosters. Now, this game was obviously a really good mark for the team. The Roosters were absolutely killed Manly Seagulls by 10 points in this game. Obviously there's another person talking, so be quiet. So yeah, if you guys want to know why I'm whispering, that's why, because he's doing a podcast. And this one was a really good game. Obviously the Roosters can make a really good mark by the Manly Seagulls, 20 points to 10. The Roosters to beat the Seagulls by 10 points anyway. This one was obviously a really good mark by the team. This one was definitely a really good game by two players that made their debut. I'm not too sure who exactly, but it was from the Blacktown Workers Seagulls. If you guys don't know who they came from and stuff like that anyway, so that's why there was no chase and sub going into that two site for the team last week. Obviously, James Sigiara played in that number 14 side too, as usual from Blacktown Workers Seagulls. He was absolutely really good for the team, as he did get a little bit of injury. Obviously, he obviously made that tackle and then got thrown, I think in a high tackle anyway. So yeah, that's not a very good start to obviously for the season, but for him, he was definitely alright, came back positive, so that's what you want to hear. Yeah, so that game was absolutely solid, average game of football. This one was a solid game by the Roosters to obviously beat the Manly Seagulls by 10 points in this match, 20 points to 10 for the Sydney Roosters to make their really good win against the Manly Seagulls in this game. The next game of this match, we see the Warriors going up against the Melbourne Storm. Now, a lot of injuries happened in this game, but it was 24-12, average solid scoreline, average game of football. This one was a very good game. Obviously, back at Mount Smart Stadium, finally, they've been travelling to and from Australia. I feel so sorry for the Warriors because they've been travelling to down Sydney, the Central Coast, Brisbane, and now they head back to Mount Smart Stadium. Now, if you guys want to know a full history and story, they haven't been back in Mount Smart Stadium over 1,000 weeks. Over 1,000 weeks. 1,038 days, basically, and even more to exact. Because due to COVID and stuff, that's why it happened, and that's what happened. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about this because obviously that's important. More important about this. So the Warriors didn't really make a solid start in that game. Obviously they didn't really edge out a really lot of the players, but the Warriors didn't make a mark at all. It wasn't very good for the Warriors that haven't really educated them very well. But yeah, and the Melbourne Storm, obviously, no Nick Meaney in that game. Well, he did play, but he obviously got sent off the field. Wasn't actually sent off. He obviously got sent off the field because he was injured. So yeah, that's why. But he won't be playing for the season, all of the season. So I'm not exactly too sure if he will exactly come back and play the finals. That's a if for that. I'm not. That's a yes or a no, but that's an if for me. But anyway, yeah, well done from Melbourne Storm for making a really good win against the Warriors, 24-12. The next game of this match, we see the Eels going up against the Panthers. Now, this one was a very solid game. Unfortunately, I didn't go there. Unfortunately, I do apologise, as I am a Parramatta Eels supporter and I didn't go there. I'll try my best, my very best, to go to these games. as I was going to think about going to that game, but usually every single time we go to an Eels versus Panthers game, it's either Panthers win a couple of times of football against us, or the Eels flog the Panthers. But instead of that, 34 points to 10. Absolutely shocking move by the Panthers. They had solid players out there, but no Jerome Noah due to a hamstring injury. That was absolutely very shocking by the Panthers. That didn't really make a mark at all. But basically, with Nathan Cleary throwing Dylan Brown onto his head, that wasn't unacceptable at all by Nathan Cleary. He is a grub. That was a very bad move by him. They obviously got sent off, and he won't be playing for a couple of weeks. So, yeah, what can you do, really? But the Eels, they played really well. They played solid. I cannot believe we got beaten by the Broncos and win against the Panthers in this game. Wow, that was just really weird and very solid. But anyway, that was a very good game by the Parramatta Eels to make a very big win against the Penrith Panthers, 34 to 10 in this match. Anyway, the next game of this match, we see the Titans going up against the Raiders. Now, this one was another very epic game of football, as the usual spot. The Titans aren't a very good team at the moment. They are sitting down at the very bottom of the ladder, as usually they're like the Bulldogs. They usually sit down at the very bottom of the ladder, but they're working themselves up to make a very good mark for their club. But the Titans are now the Bulldogs. They go down the bottom, they struggle, and then I reckon next year they'll work they're working themselves up. Because that there shows me that the Titans aren't a very good team at all, and they are struggling real bad, and they are real bad. But luckily, thankfully, the Canberra Raiders only just won that game. Wow, did I see some really good move by this club and this team. Wow, did I just think that the Raiders were going to win in this game. And they obviously did, with Sebastian Chris scoring in that team, in that game. And obviously for Jack White too, he did score. And for Jaden Campbell too, he did score also too. I'm not too sure who other players that did score, but I'm not exactly too sure. So this game was obviously a very hard game, a very hard match, because obviously the Raiders aren't a very good team at the moment. They are just a bit iffy at the moment. I just don't know what they are to expect to go into the finals. I don't think they will, but I probably reckon they'll just miss out in the finals. But in this game, very solid game, very solid move in the average game of football this was, because it was obviously 34 to 26 in this game. The next game of this match, we see the Sharks going up against the Rabbitohs. Now, this one was a very epic game of football. Another one that I did watch. When I looked at it, wow, they played very good, both of these teams, and only the Sharks were they were favourites by 20 cents. So this one was another very hard game and a very hard decider of this match. Wow, in this game, did I just see some effort by the Sharks. They came out firing in this game, and obviously the Rabbitohs, they were too red hot, they were too solid, and for Latrell Mitchell stopping the Sharks to obviously make a move, to make another try, was absolutely epic, but not good enough for the Rabbitohs to obviously win that game against the Cronulla Sharks, 21-20 in this game for Nico Hines to kick that field goal, the winning field goal, and finally they did, because obviously Latrell Mitchell did kick twice. I'm not too sure if it was Cody Walker or Latrell Mitchell kicking it twice, but it wasn't really, I wasn't sure on who kicked or whatever it was, but yeah, the Rabbitohs, they played really well. They made a solid effort, but not good enough to obviously kick that field goal, the winning field goal, to make it 21-20 in this match. And I would have thought the Sharks came back and scored a try, but instead they kicked the goal. Well done from the Cronulla Sharks for making a really good win against the South Sydney Rabbitohs, 21-20 in this match. The next game of this match, we see the Broncos going up against the West Tigers. Now this one, another game of football that I really did like to see. The West Tigers obviously did win in this match, 32-18 in that game, which was obviously one epic game of football, and to what expect that the West Tigers came from a whinging, robbed team with the Cowboys and the Tigers. It was just remarkable, and seeing a comeback to win against the Broncos, they would be very happy with themselves. And yeah, credit to the West Tigers. They're struggling, but they're making an effort, and I know for a fact that I make some down and solid comments, but yeah, I'm just trying to be positive and trying to make myself to be talking in that point of view. But the West Tigers, they played really well. They played really good. And for what do I expect by the West Tigers, I reckon they'll go up a little bit, but they will only miss the finals, and I just think they won't make the top 8 at all. But they'll make a really good move. They'll try their best, but I just don't think how the way they're playing is them not being ready to go in the finals, because I just don't think they're not a team that can go in the finals and go in the top 8, because they're not a very good team at the moment. So yeah, and obviously for the Broncos, they obviously did lose, but they are a very hard team to beat. So yeah, you may have some ups and downs, but what do you expect really? And it was 32 points to 18 in that match. The next game of this match, we see the Knights going up against the Bulldogs. Now, wow, do I see some effort by the Bulldogs? They went from 16th to now like 12th, and like 16th to either 12th or 13th or wherever they are. And for Mick Potter coaching the side, and for Trent Barrett like getting sacked, and for Mick Potter going into the coaching side, wow, what a journey it has been for the Bulldogs that can make a very solid move. They are a very good team with Josh Adokar, Jacob Carraz, Jake Avarillo, and so on and so on. It's like Matt Burton, he played really well. So did Jacob Carraz, he played really well for the team, scoring a couple of tries in that game. I would have thought that Josh Adokar would have scored more tries in the game, like 3 or 2 tries, because he is fast, he is skillful, but not enough to make that mark for the team. But I just thought the Broncos played a very good game in this match. But for the Newcastle Knights, they obviously lost. Now Kalen Ponga is out for the season, so the Knights are they're gone, they're shot. So whenever they play next, they're not going to win. They'll just be down from 8th to 16th. So they're not a very good team, and yeah, they're done. No finals for them, and yeah, they're shot. And it was obviously 24 to 10. Sorry about that. And finally, the next game of this match, we see the Dragons going up against the Cowboys. Now, wow, did I see some effort by the Cowboys? But the Dragons, unfortunately, you guys didn't play really well, and for obviously Tyrell Sloan going into the interchange and didn't come on until a couple of minutes of the final quarter in that second half. Tyrell Sloan should have been playing in the first half and second half, but instead Moses and Bai played in that first half and the second half, but not all of the second half. He did play. Tyrell Sloan went into the second half, but was only mid in that second half in that game. So the Dragons, they're just falling to pieces now, and at the moment they're another team that, as I did say about the Knights, they're shot. They're not a very good team. They need help. They need help because at the moment they're not a team that can make the top 8, and if they do, they won't go in the finals. They won't go in the grand final, and they're shot. They will not make it into the finals at all. They may make the top 8, yeah, but they won't go in the finals at all. I just think the finals, if they do make it in the top 8, which I highly think they do, yep, with obviously a couple of rounds to go, they won't go in the finals at all. But anyway, the Cowboys played a really good game with Chad Townsend, Scott Drinkwater, Hamiso Tabuai-Fidel, but Caulfield made a effort, but obviously got to the bench and made a little bit of hamstring problems, so he will be out for a couple of weeks. So yeah, 34 points a very good scoreline for the team, and yeah, Cowboys did win against the Dragons. Thanks guys for watching this video. Anyway, stay tuned for more. We'll be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, we'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. So then, take care guys, stay safe, and have a good one. Plus, let's get up to 300 subscribers soon. 270 anyway, so let's get up to that, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.